Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm here today to share a project that I've been working on, and this is a mermaid tag that I made, and I'm calling her Beach Babe, and I just love how it came out. So I use one of those Prima tags. It's pretty large. Here's the back, and then on top of it, what I did is I used mixed media paper from Canson. And on it, this is a technique that I saw on YouTube, and I can't find her video of what she did. She did mixed media, and so everything that you see here, I kind of scrap lifted because I really enjoyed her process on how she put her tag together. So as far as the mixed media part is what I scrap lifted. I tried to use alcohol inks, but it just didn't work for me. But I did take out my sprays. So I haven't used my shimmer sprays like from Lindy's or Tattered Angels. I haven't used that in like, I think about a year or so or more. So I have this in my stash. The green one is Mojito Green, my Mojito Green, and this beautiful blue one is Blue Hawaiian Blue. So I used that, and I also used this one that's called Hydrangea Blue. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. So that's what I used on the background. So what I did is I wet it with water because these are water based. So I just put water in a spray. I wet the paper. Then I started spraying in sections. The green one and then the lighter blue one all the way around. Heat it up with my heat tool. Then I went ahead and I used the Prima modeling paste and this stencil from Tim Holtz. This is the I'm not sure, it's not burlap, it's the circles. Don't know the name of this one. Bubble, that's what it is. It's Bubble. So that's what I use because, you know, it's water themed, so Bubble. So I went ahead and I added modeling paste on some sections, so you can see it right here, some sections of the modeling paste. Then afterwards, after it dried up, I went ahead with my finger, or actually I used a dauber, and I started painting on the paste with using the folk art metallic aquamarine paint. I love this color, beautiful color. So, and it's very shimmery too. So I started adding it all the way, you know, on the where everything was, where the modeling paste was used. That's where I painted with the acrylic paints, and then I went back and I sprayed it just once. This one, which is the Hydrangea Blue, or I think a couple of times, I'm not sure, but I don't remember because it was a while back. So yeah, and it gave this finish, and I just love how that looks. So then what I did is I went ahead, you see these little pink bubbles, there's some pink bubbles, you know, around it. I used my paper napkin, and it is that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I can't find it, here it is. And so this is what I use. It's upside down. This is what I use to create the bubbles. So there's some pink bubbles here because I wanted some pink on the tag as well. So I just trimmed all the way around the pink bubbles, and I started using my Mod Podge and did like a decoupage of the bubbles next to where the modeling paste was. And then here is the leaves, or the coral, or, you know, the reef of the napkin. So I chose this orange one, I chose this one, and I chose this one. And I just laid it on top. I layered it. So this one is actually the tail of the mermaid. This one, the tail of the mermaid is kind of covering it on this one. But the other ones, you could kind of see that the shell, or the foliage, the sea foliage. So I did the same thing. I added Mod Podge to adhere it down to the tag. I did some stamping here. This stamp is actually from My Mind's Eye, and this is Follow Your Heart. So I use that stamping right there with black. I use a Memento ink because it's water-based, so that's what I use to stamp everything. So then I stamped this here, then I stamped Life's at Ease with an Ocean Breeze, and that's also a stamp set from Stepandis, and this is the Ocean Wisdom. So this is the one that I used, and I stamped it on the napkin, and I actually stamped it on one layer of napkin, cut it out, and then I adhere it with my Mod Podge there as well. Here is some greenery. The greenery, this is from Hobby Lobby, the leaf trim. So I use that. The Prima doll that I use is actually a new stamp and die set that I picked up from Etsy, and it's the Julie Nutting, and it's this one. She's called Hanalei. So that's the one I used. I decided not to use none of the headpieces or like the sunglasses or stuff like that. I went ahead and I just put a flower on her. So I paper pieced her. I used cardstock. I did no coloring whatsoever. I paper pieced everything together. So I used Recollections tan cardstock and then brown cardstock, and fussy cut this out, but the body itself I used the die that came with it. So that's what I used. This right here, there's like a fish scale print on it, really pretty, and that's a digital image that I purchased off of Etsy, and I went ahead and I scaled it down, and I think this is 4x4, or no, I think this is 2x2, and or 2.5 by 2.5, something like that, but it's enough for the tail. So from the waist down to the tail right here, and it's supposed to have gold foiling, but when I print it, the gold foiling doesn't pick up. So what I did is I just used stickles, and sporadically, like around, I added some stickles on it, you know, doing the shape of the scales. And then out of blue cardstock, I did the top and the tail, and then in the center I went ahead and I just used silver glitter glue. So I just love how that looks. And then here is flat lace from my stash, some pearl trim from my stash. There's two colors of tulle, one is pink and the other one's silver. Here is a charm dangling. It's a bottle. I can't remember who gifted this to me, but I found it in my stash. It's a little clear bottle. So I went ahead and I filled it with sand, and it's the sand that you pick up over at Michael's. It is white. So what I did is in a cup, I went ahead and I colored it using my alcohol inks from Ranger, and this one is butterscotch. So that's what I use to color the sand, and then I went ahead and I added it there. I added 3 little pearls, 3 little glass pearls, to make sure that the glass doesn't come off from the top. I went ahead and I used glue, the fabric tack, and then I pushed it in. It doesn't come with an eye pin attached. I had to screw that on, and don't know if I have that. No, I don't have that. I went ahead and I screwed on this little eye pin inside, and then here is a little shell from Hobby Lobby, and it's the Traditions. It already comes with a little hole in it, in the shell, so it was very easy to just attach a jump ring. And then this one, there's a larger jump ring that I slid through the tulle. So she has a little flower in her hair. I added lipstick. I used my pink Jelly Roll pen. And then here, as far this section right here, what I did is I used, this is a Michael's flower from Recollections, which I completely killed the packet. I have no more of that left, and then completely killed it. So that's one less in my stash. Then this right here, the little fishies and the seahorse, I cut it out of my silhouette. I went ahead and I colored it using the software, and then I just cut it out. It was just seemed it was more easier for me that way. And then here is the Greenery. There's 2 of them right here. This is the foliage from my new die set that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and it's Spellbinders Shapeabilities, and it's called Foliage. So I use that as well here. And then here's another petaloo flower. They're the textures elements that I picked up over at Tuesday Morning, so I use that. And then here is another flower, and it's a silver flower that I purchased over from Hobby Lobby from their his and hers section. Looks like this. It comes in a pack. And then these right here, these little seashells, this is a tip that I found on Instagram that one of the people I follow shared. I don't have any seashell dies. I do have files, cut files in my Silhouette machine, but she had shared that with this die, this is a floral die which cuts out the outline, and then let me see if I have here. Let's see. It cuts this and this. So this is all. Oh, how do you say it? Anyways, it cuts two sets. So that's what I use. So this one, the solid piece, I use blue, and then the outline, I used glitter paper, silver glitter paper, and that's actually from Heidi Swap. From this paper pad is what I used to cut out this flower, and then I just cut the individual petals to create seashells. And I thought that was such a neat idea. So that's what I did. And then there's pearls right there. Right there. And I just love how it looks, this tag. Oh, I'm just so happy with it. I just love how it looks. And I also distressed around the edge of the tag. I distressed it using Tim Holtz Distress ink, and this is the peeled paint. I use that all the way around the tag as well. And then, so yeah, so that's the tag that I created. And the paper that I used to cut out the foliage is actually from this paper pad from Miss Sparkle and Company that I picked up at Joann's. I used this green one, this wood green one. I thought it looked really nice. So I just love how it looks. Love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like the video if you wish, and also please leave a comment. I love to read all of your comments. I am going to continue to look for the video that inspired me to create this tag. I've been looking for the past few hours and I can't find it. I don't know if she deleted it or if she put it on private. I don't know, but I'm going to continue to look for it, and I'll add it down below in the description box as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.